Okay, so welcome back. So whether you're getting away for a weekend, a week, a month, or the dream, 6 months, a year, longer, you're gonna need a clothesline. Now you've got a few different options. You've got the old cowboy way where you just hang stuff off your bull bar, get bug shit and stuff in your clothes. You can run a bit of rope between trees. You could go down to BCF and you could buy one of those fold-up portable jobs, and they're good. We have one of them. They actually work, they're not too bad. But if you hang wet stuff on one side, or you don't get it spaced out evenly, or you get a bit of breeze up, even worse, you'll come back from the beach or wherever you've been, and everything's just fallen over into the dirt. What we done last time with our old van was we run like a balustrade rope, sort of between the two ends of the awning. Now, you can buy these as kits, or you can do it yourself. I'd much prefer that option to do it yourself. So I'm going to show you how today. So what are you going to need? Basically, here's your wire rope. This is the wire rope we used on our last one, and it's really good. I think it's a stainless wire. You can get it from Bunnings. Actually, you can get every one of these parts from Bunnings. That's really easy to do. We're changing it up a little bit this time. We're going to go with this option. Almost identical, except this one's got a covering of PVC around it. So the reason I'm not going to go this one is because, well, there's two reasons really. You do have an option of leaving this on your van when you travel. You don't necessarily have to take it off, and actually a lot of people do leave it on their van. But having the bare steel potentially whipping a little bit onto your speakers on the side of your van isn't ideal. We don't normally leave this on our van, but the thing we have noticed, you got these little thin strands of wire, and even though they're tightly wound, you can walk past it, especially at your lower part of the awning, and you brush it past your hair, and you get little bits of your hair caught in there, and it just tears your hair out. It's just bloody annoying, especially first thing in the morning when you come out the van. So we're doing away with this. So the PVC coated one, I haven't used it before, but logic says you got something coating that wire, you're not getting your hair and you're stuck in it. So we're going to give that one a crack. So this is 2mm wire with the PVC coating on top of that. So normally what you would do, I'll show you what I get here. So you need swage fittings, right? So swage clamps, you got thimble rope. You don't necessarily need this side of it, but I find it helps, and I'll show you why soon. So the reason why I'm showing you this is, see, that's 2mm, and your rope's 2mm, so it seems logical that that's what you use, and it works really well with this one because it's 2mm wire. But obviously, if we're going to have a bit of a coating on the outside of it, it's no longer 2mm. So what these do, you've got little holes in the bottom, and they thread up through it. So this being probably closer to 3mm, you can't fit it up the 2mm one. So all you got to do is upgrade to the 3mm. Not that hard. So that's what we've done. So basically the idea in a nutshell is you thread your rope up one end, around and create a bit of a loop. That's when you use your thimble. If you don't use the thimble, it doesn't really matter. But what you can find is when you thread it through and you end up with a bit of a, I guess you could say, a loop like that, and if you've got a bit of a twist in it, it'll just keep twisting around, and you're trying to guide your hook onto it, and it just keeps twisting. I don't think it's going to be a big problem, but I've done it with the last one, so I'm going to do it with this one. So I'll show you how that works. Yeah, so basically you thread your wire rope through your swage clamp, back in through the swage clamp, and then you need a turnbuckle. Now, you can get various different versions of a turnbuckle. This has got an open end on one end and a closed end on the other. You can get closed on both ends, you can get open on both ends. We used this one because we took it off regularly. So the idea is you run it from one end through the other end of your awning, you clip it on, you tension it up, you're good for the day. You can determine how much tension you want on it, and you're sweet. If you intend on leaving this on your van full time, I'd probably recommend getting the closed end on both ends, because you never have to worry about it coming loose and coming off. But like I said, I take mine off, just I guess for that peace of mind that, that I'm traveling and I don't want to risk anything coming off. Up to you, you do you. So I'm going to show you how this works. Now you can buy these in a kit. You can buy them in, I've noticed in Bunnings the other day, you can buy them in a black kit. Now, we got a dark grey van, and that probably would be pretty cool. But in the kit, it comes with, I'm not sure what they call it, but you got like a little, half a ring I suppose, but anyway, I'll show you a picture. But yeah, anyway, what it means is basically you've got to attach two holes into your awning upright, and I don't want to do that. I used eye bolts last time and they work great. I'm going to do the same thing again. It means you're putting one hole in the back. It's strong as hell. It's stainless. It works. So I'm going to do that. So what you need tool wise is a drill to drill the hole for your eye bolt. One thing you don't need, but if you got it, it's good, is a swage crimping tool. So what I mean is, see, you got me 3mm swage bits, and as I was saying, you thread wire at one end and out the other end. This is a pack of 4, obviously, but you need to be able to crimp that down onto your wire rope. So I don't have a swage crimping tool, which would be great if I did. You buy a decent quality one for $50. I noticed you can get them on places like Tumu, and you get them in kits of all this sort of different sizes and whatnot. You can pay like $20 for them all. I don't have it. Didn't need it last time, so I'm not going to do it this time. So what I'm going to do, you can see it's got that little ridge through the guts. When you run your wire rope, I just use something like this on a bit of concrete or a steel, hit it down, and it closes right up. Easy. I'll run that through that process with you. So in summary, things you need from Bunnings: your wire rope, whether you go the standard bare wire one or this is just your PVC one. They come in, I think the smallest pack you can get is about 10 meters of it. I need 4.9-ish, so that's fine. Got your swage, these are the 2mm, but yeah, you got your swage clamps, so you need 2 of them. It's a pack of 4. Need eye bolts. You can buy them individually. This is a pack of 2, obviously. You can use standard nuts for the back of your eye bolts. I've got some stainless nylock, so I don't want them coming undone, so I'd recommend probably doing something like that. You don't need it, but grab some washers if you want. You got a little bit that extra mile. When you're screwing that eye bolt to your awning, I guess it stops potentially threading around and putting a bit of a groove in it. But yeah, I'll be doing that. I had a couple of black ones laying around in the shed. Awning's black, so I'm just going to use them. And again, like I said, the thimbles, which are optional, but I'm doing it to work for me last time, turnbuckles. So look, realistic, all these parts probably cost me close to $50 thereabouts. You can buy these in a kit for upwards of 50, but as I've said, most of these come in, roll of 10 meters, and I need 4.9, 4, and I need 2. You can basically make 2 out of this pack. So yeah, look, you can make yourself a spare, you make yourself a second line, you can make it as a Christmas gift, or you just got spare parts if you want to do it again later. So that's why I'm doing it myself. Simple job, I'll show you how to do it. Rightio, here's pretty much every single thing that you will need to do this job. So, as I said earlier, if you've got a swaging tool, you won't need a hammer and a chisel or whatever you're planning on crimping it down with. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so all you're really doing is you're putting your eye bolt in through here, right? And you just want to make sure that the thread doesn't interfere with any of the moving mechanisms inside there. So you can see we've got this barrel here that slides up and down. So yeah, as long as it doesn't foul on that, you're fine, and that sort of thread there is not going to be an issue. So just hold it up against the end. You can see it's not going to hit anywhere near inside there, and that's it. It's just going to get the right size drill bit and drill him out. Okay, so while I can understand it can be daunting drilling into the van, this isn't really brain surgery. So when the awning rolls up, it's going to sort of ball up a little bit. You're going to get a bit of extra thickness to this barrel. So all I'm doing is avoiding that and avoiding anything on the inside. I've chosen to go 80mm from the end of the barrel through to my drill point, and dead center of the awning. That's it. I've got a 6mm drill bit ready because that seems to be the right size for that thread, and I'm going to drill a hole. One at each end, and then we should be cooking. Rightio, the wind's really starting to pick up outside. I've had to follow the awning away, but I'm going to start this in here, and we'll head back out there soon. So basically what you want to do, or more particularly what you don't want to do, is do this. So I bring it up because while it seems simple, I did it twice with the last awning, and I've done it once already with this one. So while it's a good loop and everything's all clamped down quite well and the thimbles in place, there's one very important piece that's missing from this. I didn't put the turnbuckle on it, like an idiot. That's got to be in there. So attached, so I've got to do it again. Seems very, very simple, but get wrapped up in this crap. Maybe it's just me, but yeah. Anyway, let's do it again. So, 3mm bit, or 3mm swage bit. Feed your wire rope through. Then put your turnbuckle on. And then feed it back in through the other side. A bit tight, but you want it to be a bit tight. You want it to clamp down quite well. Try not to scratch the table, the wife will kill you. Right. So you see what I mean? It's starting to take a bit of shape. So all you want to do now is just tighten your rope, just so it takes up the slack. This is what I mean by you don't necessarily need the thimble. Like the rope's gonna take up shape on that anyway, but it's a bit of protection, I suppose, from if you do get a bit of movement around, wearing through the PVC, and it also helps hold its shape. It doesn't twist up at all. Right, so that's what you want to see basically. Now that can still slip out, and this is what I was talking about. If you had a sage crimping tool, it just goes in there and clamps hold of it and shuts those holes off a little bit. Don't have one, but I do have a hammer and chisel, so I'm going to go and smack it. Rightio, so that's what it basically would look like. Yeah, not much to it really. So as you can see, when I hammered down, all I done was just close the holes off in the swage clamp, and yeah, it'll hold it in place. It's pretty good. You can tidy up the ends if you need to. I don't think that's going to cause us any grief. But yeah, we're sweet. So that end will hook on one end, but now we need to sort out the other end. So look, you can use a tape measure if you want. I just don't recommend it. What I recommend doing is, see how on your turnbuckle you thread your wire, you thread your thread into the housing, and that's what tensions it either way. So I'd recommend just have one set at about halfway, like that, pretty close, and then on the other end we'll wind them all the way in, and we'll just use, basically we'll pull the rest of the rope through and give ourselves a bit of a guide. That way you got a bit of tension, a bit of movement either way, but it'll make sense. Just hook one end on, and then we walk ourselves over the other end, clip him on. So now it's got a loose line sort of thing, and all we do is just turn the turnbuckle, work out which way is tighten. There we go. You can do a bit each end, or you can just do it all on one end, doesn't really matter. So your clothes will stay dry under the awning the entire time, and it's really easy to make. And we can put a fair bit of weight on this without anything falling off. Happy days. Rightio, so there you have it. A DIY clothesline, really easy to do. Packs a weight to next to nothing. Just, yeah, it can fit pretty much anywhere. Take it off or you can leave it on, completely up to you. Yeah, pretty easy, pretty simple and cost effective. And I've got enough material left over to make another one if I wanted to. there you go. Thanks for watching.